Hello, hello.
Hello. Hi,
Welcome,
guys.
everybody.
Yes. Welcome back to another episode of Spook Coast to Coast with your host, JJ.Paranormal and 305
Yes, this is my
Paranormal.
co-host. Hey, we're
He's
doing
there.
we're doing solos tonight. What happened?
He disappeared.
You did.
Okay.
Roof problems.
So, do you want me to say? Okay.
Yeah.
So, today we are bringing on a good friend of mine. His name is Cory. He is from Pennsylvania. He is a paranormal investigator from there. Really cool dude. We done a few investigations together. Super fun, super funny. So I'm excited to bring him on. Yay!
What
And a
happened,
one,
friend?
2, 3, there he is.
Like magic. Cory,
Hello.
welcome.
Hello, everyone. How are we today?
We are good. How are
Good.
you?
Good. Ready
Good.
for this?
Yes. I'm excited to have you on and talk all things spooky. I want to hear some of your experiences because you are from Pennsylvania, so Gettysburg is
Yes.
out there.
Yes.
Love to hear some stuff about that.
Yeah. So, shall I just begin?
Or do you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Oh, yeah, for sure. So, my name is Cory. I am originally from Pennsylvania, currently living in California. I have investigated numerous places back home. The vibe is very different from Pennsylvania versus California. Pennsylvania is much older, but that doesn't discount California because California has a lot of its own history. And yeah, so Gettysburg. I grew up like 35 minutes away from Gettysburg. My parents still live in the same place. Gettysburg is a whole vibe. Especially if you're an empath. Oh, that I totally skipped right past all of that. So,
You'll get back to that.
yeah. But yeah, Gettysburg is super cool. I feel like I have touched slash investigated every inch of that place.
That's
Wow.
awesome. That's awesome. I
Yeah.
I'm
think,
going there for the first time in July, so I'm super
Oh,
excited.
that'll be so fun.
do you
That'll
have
be
any
so fun.
recommendations?
Definitely check out. So when you, I don't know, it's like a maze. So you have to kind of get a map. But when you're driving through the battlefields, if you go toward Devil's Den, directly
Mhm.
across from Devil's Den is a
I can see.
excuse me, is a place called Triangle Field,
Hmm.
Okay.
and it's just like a huge open field. It's got some like rock formations in it, but it's directly across from Devil's Den.
She's taking notes.
And what?
I'm
I'm
writing
taking
this down.
notes. She's
I ain't playing.
I will give you some options. But
Yeah.
that my prefacing with my sister and her wife, sometimes my nephew. He's still very young, so he kind of gets a little spooked, but he also enjoys doing it with us. And our good friend Dave, we have collectively had this group for a while, so we do a lot of traveling together, or did when I was home. Hopefully, we'll be able to get back to that soon. Um, but yeah, like that's a pretty active place, I'd say, is Triangle Field.
And
Um,
what's there exactly?
yeah.
Nothing. It's a giant field.
An empty field? Oh,
It was
wow.
it was one of the bloodiest parts of the battle, though.
Oh wow. Okay. That's
So
good to
like
know.
a lot of people. I actually had an experience there specifically with my sister, I believe. Um, so also, I identify as an empath. I have been sensitive my entire life from as far as I can remember. Um, I was that kid in the 90s or the early 90s that, like, when um, they're still trying to figure out ADHD and medication and all this stuff, and nobody could understand why I was so emotional all the time. But
Oh,
it's one of those things where, like, I would just get emotional out of nowhere, and my parents were always confused and like didn't really know what was going on until I got older, and then we realized that I was sensitive because other people kind of picked up on that. And then that's when I kind of got the explanation of what an empath was. It's just like I wouldn't say psychic ability, but it's more of like a emotional sponge, if you will, for
Yeah.
people that don't know what that means. So I can walk into a room and pick up conversations that I'm not having. I can pick up those emotions and those feelings, anger, sadness. It all just kind of weighs on you.
I know when we went to Back Bay, you were picking up on some stuff too, which was
Yeah,
like,
that was wild.
Yeah.
That was actually like I couldn't really control it.
yeah, he was like tears. I was like, "Are you okay?" Like, I'm over here.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I'm like
Because
just
it was
standing
new
there
for me.
normal, but it's just
Yeah.
like the tears are flowing, and I'm like,
Yeah, you
I
can't even
can't
help it.
stop.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm like, "Are you okay?" I'm like, because I'm not used to
I'm
that.
fine.
Yeah.
Just out of nowhere, I'm like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah, for real.
It was really cool though.
Yeah,
It
Back Bay was
cool.
pretty cool.
Yeah.
Another spot in Gettysburg. Oh my gosh, my sister's gonna kill me for not remembering where this is, but I think it was the Battle of Little Bighorn. I love history, but not that much, I guess.
So
I don't know.
it's really big
at
then,
all.
right? Gettysburg is really big.
It is very large,
Okay.
especially all the battlefields, all of the cemeteries. They're all connected by roads, like one-way roads.
Oh wow.
And you can actually drive through the entire battlefield.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Yeah. So it's kind of like in a low valley. I don't know if you get comments on here, but she's probably blowing it up right now, saying what it is. But it's like it's in like a valley area, and it was super weird. That's the first time I ever heard my first audible experience, and it was the drums.
Oh,
It was
wow.
like the like fife and drum style drum, and it was just like a cadence, as if they were like marching into battle, and it was super weird. Spangler Springs, yes, there it is.
Hi, Cory's sister.
Now we know who Cory's sister is.
Yeah.
There we go.
But yeah, so Spangler Springs, that's a good, also another active place.
Mhm.
It actually has like the spring well that has existed there.
Wow.
But that's also really cool.
So somebody said, Cross the Line Paranormal says, I've heard people say they hear drums. What is the drums about? Is it native land or?
No, it's like they're going into battle, like the fife and
the marching,
the fife and drum.
Exactly.
All right. I'm terrible at history.
That's how they used to say back in the day, we're gonna come and shit up.
Oh wow.
You heard those drums, you better watch out. But it's weird, like the whole drum situation over a little bit of time. I had actually experienced another, not just audible, but like I guess somewhat of a see, I'm still like, I'm almost 35 years old and I still like don't even know what to call it. But like, I hate saying like a vision, but sometimes I can see things in my head. I just get like this random blip.
Jenny does the same thing.
Yeah.
Really?
So,
Yeah.
clairvoyant, yeah.
Yeah. Did you say it's annoying?
No.
No, clairvoyant.
Oh, I was like, yes, it is annoying sometimes.
Like
But
you get
no.
like a scene or like just like a quick scene or something like that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And it was a little boy playing the drums.
Oh.
So like, of course, back then they were like, it's a kid, who cares? And they threw him in the front of the lines.
I can see that.
Bad.
Disrespectful.
Yeah.
Disrespectful.
Yeah.
Oh, so where else have you been? Have you been to like any famous hospitals or?
So there is a famous hospital that I will say we did not completely know that we couldn't go there because there are no like gates, there are no big signs. So prefacing with that, I'm also not in Pennsylvania right now. Don't come for me. But the Harrisburg Hospital, I do not believe it's in commission anymore. It's more like office spaces. But if you've ever seen the movie Girl Interrupted, that is the hospital that they filmed that movie in.
I don't think I've seen it.
But we were able to like get into the morgue, and very respectful, mind you. Anywhere that I go, our team goes. We don't break into things. We don't destroy property. Like if it's accessible, we try.
Yeah.
And sometimes if the cops come by and they're like, "Don't come back here again," then we just don't go back there again. But no destruction of property. But we were able to like get into the morgue, which had this really cool underground tunnel that they used to transport the patients from the hospital to the morgue.
Oh, wow.
And it was super creepy. There was a really super old wheelchair in the middle of it. And then at the end, of course, they had since cemented it off. So you couldn't get access into the hospital from there. But
so now it's like an office building?
So that is not an office building, but the actual hospital itself has a bunch of office rooms and storage, if you will.
Yeah.
But we were able to get in, like, some of the doors are just unlocked. So
the spirits opened them. They wanted you in, they unlocked the damn door.
But we went into what used to be like maybe like the old pediatric wing, or like a nursery, or baby, like a nursery of some sort. But it also was used, we believe, as like housing for people who maybe have been mentally unstable, or people who needed to be. They were fit but not fit enough, so they were on their own, and like they had their own rooms, and they had a shared big bathroom. We went to that building, and we went into we were drawn into the bathroom for some reason. And like there are shower stalls and regular bathroom stalls. And we had like a full conversation with this gentleman. I believe his name was Marvin. Mm-hmm. My sister will correct me, I'm sure. But
was it a human or a spirit?
No, it was spirit.
It was spirit. Wow.
Yeah. And we were getting like what we felt as though was a full active conversation. And I think it was just, he was trying to tell a story.
Wow.
And I feel like that's really all it ever is like these people just want either to tell their story, or sometimes I have a hard time believing that people don't know that they're dead.
Yeah.
I think that was like generated exclusive. But I have a hard time feeling like I feel like that's like a movie thing. Right. It's like, oh, they don't know that they're dead. I'm like, I'm sure they do. They've probably been around for a long time now.
Yeah, I feel like some might not know, especially when it happens suddenly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It could be confusion at first.
I didn't think about that. I never thought about that way.
Yeah,
when we went to Waverly, you know, it's famous for, I forget what floor. Let's say the 5th floor. I could be lying on that, but there's the famous nurse that hung herself.
Okay.
In a particular room. I forget the room. 4th floor. I'm being
told. 4th floor.
You're 4th floor. And she came out, you know, talking to us through the obelisk, and I think we did an EVP session on there, and basically she was saying that the story that was told on her, like, I guess she's mad about that, and she was trying to give us the correct story, like, because it was her, like, that she was pregnant and she killed herself, and then maybe she killed the baby or threw the baby out the window, something like that. Like, she was very upset that was the repeating loop that was being told on her, and like she came out in our session, and she was like on the obelisk. You remember the word on the obelisk or no? No, I have it in a video somewhere, but it's like it's something about like the truth, and we were standing in front of that doorway of her, and so like what you're saying, like they want to get their story out, you know, whoever will actually listen to it,
especially if it's not being told correctly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I believe that. Yeah,
it's like even in death, like you want to have a good name,
right?
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, for sure. Would 28 Cory? She said Cory.
Cory. No, it's more like Cory.
What am I doing?
Like,
oh, this is your sister-in-law.
Oh. comments, Cory, or no?
Right there.
Now they are.
Okay.
Oh, my sister-in-law. Sorry, Jess.
She was like this.
Hi, sister-in-law. Yeah,
Look, it's like magic. Here he is.
See, in California, Cory, we don't have a lot of cool stuff.
I feel like you do. I feel like we do. I think they just really try to hide it from you.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Or
they want to charge you $3,000 to do it.
Tell me about it. That's ridiculous.
Maybe because there isn't that many, and then they want to.
Or somebody ruined it and you can't get in, which sucks.
He said, "Ask Cory about the hammer."
Oh,
did I hear that story?
You did hear that story because when we were in an undisclosed location, that came up on the Ovilus, and I was like,
"Oh yeah, okay."
So there is a theater back home. It's called Oyster Mill Playhouse, that was Theater Mechanicsburg. My bad. Theater Mechanicsburg. We did an investigation there in the theater, and it's a very small, very intimate setting, but the stage it's like this far off the ground.
Oh, so
and then the seats are there, so it's like very intimate. But there's a trap door in the theater on the stage, and I always wanted to know what was inside. I don't know why. I'm that curious kid who has always wanted to know what I shouldn't know. But I went we were doing an investigation, and we were talking to someone. We're not entirely sure who that was, but I went into the shop and got a hammer, and I gently pried up, because you couldn't really get your fingers in it. So I gently pried up the trap door to see what was inside, and it's just like under the stage. But as soon as I lifted the trap door, it said hammer. And then it just kept saying hammer over and over and over again. And that was just like antagonizing me, I felt like. So I was like, all right, I'm putting it back. So I shut it and I took the hammer back. And after I put the hammer back, it stopped. But it was just the way that evening progressed. And of course, you're in the dark. It's creepy.
Those are
Theaters themselves hold a lot of like, if you're a theater person, it's just kind of like a vibe where you feel like it's creepy. So it was very
especially
creepy.
the back. The backstage and stuff. Like, they always get like a bad.
Yeah, it was warning.
It always gets like a bad story for some reason. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever investigated a theater, but I want to so bad.
If we were back there, I have a couple, but I'll have to find someone here that
I know
works in an old theater or something.
Yeah, we gotta make some friends somewhere.
Yeah. Have you guys ever heard of Centralia?
I never have. Have you guys?
Centralia?
Yeah.
No.
It's the Eternal Burning City is what it's named after. Have you ever seen the movie Silent Hill or played the game?
Oh, yes. Okay, now I know what you're talking about. Yes.
So Silent Hill is Centralia, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
So basically there was an underground mine fire that they could never put out, and it still kind of smolders to this day.
What?
So in the winter time, like all of the roads are cracked and moved, like it's completely abandoned. I think now there's only like 3 or 4 residents that still live in the town, but the houses were either demolished or moved or they're abandoned.
Is it really abandoned? Because I've seen pics and I'm just like, wow.
Yeah, so like if you've seen Graffiti Highway, that's what leads you to
the entrance.
Yeah.
And I think I've seen like a metal barricade.
Yeah.
And all you see is after that is just like nothing.
Yeah,
so there's nobody that lives there. Nobody besides
there's only like maybe 3 or 4 or 4 or 5 like residents still there. Don't quote me on that because this was a couple years ago. I know now they started demolishing the highway and removing it, which is really sad because it's super famous and it's just sad that they want to take it away. But we went there. That was wild and kind of weird. We found this church. It's an abandoned church that was in the town, but it had like super strange like symbol. I'm not a religious individual, so I don't really know the different types of crosses or symbols, but there was this strange symbol on the top of the building. And if you remember Silent Hill, it kind of looks as if they took example from that church when they created the church in the movie.
Mhm.
I don't think I've seen that movie. Maybe I haven't.
Silent Hill?
Yeah, I might have. I have a bad memory.
You probably.
I say yes.
You probably pee yourself.
Yeah, I probably have. I remember.
But like the
I
entire
used to play the
time,
game when it first came out, like back in the first PlayStation. Like I used to love that game.
yeah, that was a creepy game.
Yeah.
Very creepy. You don't want to play that at night. But
Yes,
we found the church, and there's like the main staircase going up to the front door, and then on either side of that there's two staircases that just went up to the wall. So there were no doors. Not sure why that was like that. And then we found this like mobile home trailer that was the whole half of the trailer was ripped off.
Oh wow! So is it like a what's causing? I wonder what's causing the fire then. Like what is burning down, the oil?
No, it was an old coal mine, I believe.
Oh wow, that's weird.
Yeah. But there was one, we were there and we were just taking photos. Like my sister's really into photography, so we were taking photos, and out of nowhere this man just kind of shows up and he's like, "You shouldn't be in there. I'm gonna call the police." And we're like, oh, "Okay, well, we're leaving, like no big deal." The whole half of the side of the house is ripped off, so I mean it wasn't locked.
Yeah,
Mind your business.
it's dangerous.
But yeah, he said, we were like, okay, well, cool. He kind of disappeared, but then we saw him walking down the road in the opposite direction from us. So then we started, we got in the car and we started driving away in the opposite direction of where he was walking. And we somehow stumbled upon him walking toward us as we were leaving.
Oh wow!
So he was walking this way away from us. We were driving this way away from him. And then this is us, and he's somehow walking toward our car.
Oh wow!
And it's not like going in a loop or something like that. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, look there. She said it was like he transported, or like somehow like
this.
One instance to another. He was in one space and he was in another. It was like she said, like 4 football fields. It was weird.
400 yards. That's not close.
Yeah, no, and we had no idea how it happened. It wasn't like a loop or anything. Like there's one road this way and one road that way, and we were going in the opposite direction, and he just so happened to be there.
What a creep!
Yeah, it was weird.
That's so crazy. Oh wow!
What a creep!
But let me ask you, because of your being an empath and you do paranormal investigations, what do you, because I know a lot of people here are like that too, what do you maybe carry yourself or do for like spiritual protection and stuff like that?
That's a good question. So like I either carry crystals with me. It kind of depends on what you're into. So like I'll carry crystals with me because I feel as though the protection properties or just the properties in general of different crystals and what they are or what they do. I believe in that. I believe that they hold a lot of different energies and protection, stuff like that. I also have used different smudging techniques, different incense, things like that. I kind of just mess around with different ways that I think could make me feel better or make me feel at ease. But 9 chances out of 10, it's usually I feel like crystals really help me.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about crystals. Do you? Yeah.
Do you? I don't know what it is. I feel like
I got my room.
I feel like it just kind of helps like clear my head too, or like keep me clear. I've also had to teach myself that over time as well, is like how to push it out, how to invite it in, and then say, never mind, like I'm done here. I also have to do a lot of that, like self-reflecting in the moment, and then I obviously always am like, you cannot follow me, because I feel like when you're an empath, they're very curious. Because I was just watching when the Osbournes, Jack and Kelly Osbourne, went to Heritage Square Museum, and the empath medium that was there with Ozzy and Sharon explained it like an empath is someone that has like a really bright light in the dark, so they're easier to find.
Yeah.
And I like that kind of explanation.
Yeah.
But then I don't at the same time, because sometimes it's a little overwhelming. Sometimes I will wake up and I see shadow people a lot. I tend not to acknowledge that, though, because you don't know what that could be.
So is that considered empath when you can see stuff, or no?
Well, he did mention clairvoyant, so
Clairvoyant. Oh yeah, clairvoyant. Yeah.
I also don't really know what I would identify myself as aside from empath, like being an empath.
Yeah.
Because like when you say the word clairvoyant, or you say the word clairsentient, clairaudient, all of those terms, anytime you say that, there's like a negative or like a weird connotation to it. So I've always been the type of person that I didn't want people to like, I don't know. I don't really talk about it to a lot of people to begin with.
Yeah, he keeps it quiet. Yeah.
Yeah, I do. I keep it quiet because some people, depends on how they feel about it, will either look at you completely different, or like think you're weird or whatever. And like, I'm a human being, so I always worry about what people think, you know?
For sure.
Are
you like that, Jen, or are you more open with it?
No, I've been told I need to like not worry about that, so I've let that go a couple years ago, and I've been riding with it ever since.
But you know, I would say this to anyone watching who feels as though they are sensitive or has had experiences in their lifetime and they're afraid to talk about it.
Thanks, Kevin.
I feel like we should all, like, pot kettle for sure, but we should all definitely teach ourselves that what other people think doesn't matter. Yeah. And we should definitely embrace it, because if you don't embrace it, it can scare you even more.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know a few people who I can believe that they're sensitive.
Right.
I can tell them that they're sensitive, but they don't want to hear it because they don't want to believe it.
Yeah.
They're scared. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I was scared too, but you know, you kind of learn what it is, and you kind of learn to be able to like say, no, thank you, or you just ignore it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm sure a lot of spirits get really annoyed with me because I ignore them half the time. But like,
I think we just live in a sensitive ass time right now. Anyway.
Yeah.
True.
Everybody got our panties in a bunch.
But when I like, so what I meant was like somebody said there, like embrace your gifts. Like I was basically kind of told that like if you embrace it, then it comes more, like it'll start to come in, you know, naturally. So that's what I did. But I used to, nobody in my job, maybe for the past year, they were like, "You're into paranormal? This and that since when? And then you have, oh my God, you do this shit?" And like, and I've been doing this shit for a long time, but it's only in the past year where people were like, "Oh, hey, I heard you're like doing paranormal stuff," and I was like, "Since when?" And so now I don't even care. I just let it loose, whatever.
Yeah, and when you exude confidence, I think that also like shocks people, because they're like, "Oh, you reacted in a way that I wasn't expecting you to. So okay, cool, let's talk about it."
Mm-hmm.
That's another thing too. So now there's like, "Well, I want to tell you a story." I was like, "Come over here, come on out." Yes.
Well,
that's another thing. Everybody keeps that hidden, and I'm like, they're like, "Hey, I want to tell you a story." I was like, "Yeah, I'll be here like for the next 8 hours." You know how that.
Yeah.
And thankfully, my job, I get to work in a haunted museum or haunted property in general. So, like, the land itself that my museum was built on is native land, and anytime we do a big event or anything, we have someone come in to do a land acknowledgement, but it's Native Mexican land. And not only is that a whole vibe in itself, but like they would battle each other on our land and they'd fight each other. So obviously people were dying. So not only do we have that to experience, but we also have a historical home on our property. It's neoclassical Victorian home, and it's the historic Kellogg House. And I believe, I want to say about 80 to 85% of the items that you can look at or you can touch. We are classified as a touch museum. We have field trips throughout the week, so the kids get a chance to interact with a lot of the things in the house that are from that time, from that era. And I love how you just smiled because I'm
thinking of your sink.
Yeah.
Don't bring up the sink, girl.
Can I tell them about the sink?
So I think it's just like the lime in the water, or like whatever's in the water. It would drip over time, and it just created an image.
I knew it.
Like
So you
the whole
mentioned
thing and the bottom. Like, yeah, it's
wow.
very.
So imagine little kids.
We have had children point it out. We have had children point it out and say, "Why does it look like a wiener?"
It's like, it's a rocket ship. It's a spaceship.
Going to the moon, man.
I like that. Cory, you're gonna have to start using that to the kids.
I'm bad.
It's a rocket ship. Be quiet.
Get your minds right.
Anyway, sorry.
But like we think of we think of the native people who were in the land who unfortunately died on our property. But then you think of these items in the house that people can view and touch and see. They were all donated to us over a span of however long it was since 1981. So
It's a beautiful.
I can imagine how many things could be attached to these items.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, all that energy.
Yeah.
Go
ahead. No, you're good.
And because you mentioned the field trips, there's a place that we do that brings field trip. There's a specific field trip at night.
Mm-hmm.
And
is it for a forensics class?
Yeah, at the Darien Estate. It's so cool. I wish we had that when I was young. And it's specifically talking about paranormal investigations in the forensic field. Mm-hmm. So the past few times we've had that field trip, some kids have been affected.
Yeah.
Oh.
Nosebleeds, fainting.
Wow.
Those two things. So I was gonna ask you, have kids and I don't know if it's a difference because of night or day or just the energy is darker. Have you seen like kids be affected when they do field trips and stuff like that? Yeah.
Yes. I was actually just talking to my assistant. I'm the wedding and events coordinator at the museum that I work for, the Heritage Museum of Orange County. And she and I were just talking about this. There was a child who came on a field trip that they were upstairs in the second floor. So the Kellogg House has a first floor. You go up these beautiful these beautifully designed staircase built around a 250-year-old ship mast. And then you're on the second story, and it kind of all goes in a circle. So like you start at the front door, you go through the front parlor, the rear parlor, the kitchen, the dining room, and then you're back to the front. And it's the same way upstairs. And then he designed the attic space to be like an inverted crow's nest because he was super into ships and sailing, and he did some work overseas and like Hawaii and things like that. So it was like a very open concept. So there's like a railing around that you can see directly above, and then there's a set of stairs that you can access to go up into the attic. We had a field trip going through, and this little boy, he kept putting his hand up, and we're like, wait, hold on, buddy, like we'll answer questions at the end. And he like forcefully like made them listen to him, and he's like, I want to go up there. And they're like, well, unfortunately, I'm sorry, you can't. And he's like, well, why can't I, but she can? So he saw
He was talking about
somebody
spirit.
up in the attic and nobody was
Mhm.
there. So the docent that day was like, no, there's nobody up there. So, but today we were talking about that because another little boy from that field trip was at our public hours earlier today, and he brought it up to my assistant.
Oh wow.
So he was like, "I was here for that field trip."
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
But it's really
and with
cool.
them being younger, I can see that they would easily sense it more.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So from what I understand scientifically, all children up to the age of 12 have that extra sense. And then after that age is when your brain is starting to develop more. And that's when you subconsciously maybe decide to block it out or let it happen. And those of us who have had these experiences as adults obviously just stayed open.
Right.
Yeah. Or the more like when the parents like push it out, like, no, it's not this, and that's blocking it. You know,
Right.
you don't realize it, but it does like
Yeah.
block it basically.
Yeah.
I think your sister Cory said, Cory, your mother says she's proud of
Yeah.
you. She's unable to comment.
Yeah, did you see that?
I did not, but that's lovely. Thanks, Mom.
Hi, Cory's mom.
It's always nice to know your mom's proud of you. I think on the topic of my mom, I think having a family who didn't push it out or like didn't get super religious about it, or I had like my grandmother who I was extremely close to. She has passed. She's been in my life for many years, but she was always like her house was strange too. I'll get to that in a second, but and I think she knew it, and I think she knew a lot, and I wasn't old enough to talk to her.
Your mom?
Or my grandmother.
Your grandma.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, I'm like bouncing around.
No.
But yeah, she was a very interesting woman. I'm pretty sure she knew some stuff, but I wasn't old enough to ask her or talk to her about it before she passed. But I've always had pretty supportive family my entire life, so
that's good.
I think that helped to like embrace it.
That's good.
Yeah, especially having my sister, because like we spent a lot of time together growing up. We're 5 years apart, but you would think that we were the same age, and we would go on these adventures. Or we have this I don't have it with me, but it's a Weird Pennsylvania book. I think every state has one, but it's like all of these strange lores and urban legends and tales of like that state. So like a lot of the time it was my sister and her friend Mel, but sometimes the three of us would just pick a page and just do it and go there and investigate it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's fun.
So is your sister an empath too? Does she?
I think she is.
Yeah.
I don't know exactly what she believes personally, but I think that she is. I think I think everyone has different levels of that. I think hers becomes more of a like a motherly figure energy. So like when she's feeling that way, she turns into mom.
Oh,
and like she wants to
mode.
Yeah, and she wants to talk really nicely to whoever it is, and if it's a child especially, she gets very protective of the child. And then if it's like an angry adult, we're just like, we're not going to have you anymore. But like, I think everyone's different, and I feel like I'm the
sensitive.
I don't even know what kind of
emotional. No.
Emotionally driven for sure. I wear my heart on my sleeve every day of my life, let alone my empath ability. But like, what would you say how you would classify yourself?
Joy or me?
You. Sorry.
I don't have nothing. I'm an asshole.
I don't know. I resonate a lot with like the whole like mama figure of like don't mess around. So like I do that a lot with him. When I see like something's like that, I'm like, Shoot, out of here. But I don't know if that's because like I'm a mom anyways, so I do that shit here in my house.
Yeah.
Like when I see like something's funky, I'm like, oh no, I gotta clean, I gotta do this or whatever. And I guess it's just to me, it's just in the intention behind it is what makes it stay or leave or whatever. But I don't know. That's it.
I think I totally get that from you for sure.
Mhm. Yeah.
And I think she had typed in Steve from Oyster Mill.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is a very angry man who inhabits another theater, which Oyster Mill is the other community theater that we've
Okay.
investigated. It was built as an actual mill itself, and it was built on the water. So like it used the water power to run the mill.
Oh,
yeah.
We have no knowledge of like how he died or when he died, but I have seen him personally, not physically like standing next to me, but in my mind.
Mhm.
And I have felt him. A lot of people know who he is. It's very common. He wears overalls, like jean overalls.
Shut up!
What?
I don't know this guy, but I in my head I was like, he wears overalls.
You were thinking that? Yeah.
And then you just said that.
Yeah,
Shut
like
up.
like
I gotta look this
either-
place up now.
it's like either denim or like the train
I like
conductor overalls.
Mhm.
But he's a nasty man. He's called my sister some very choice words because she was being protective of the little girl who resides in the costume loft upstairs.
Man, I hate that. The mill, does it still run?
No, there's no longer an actual like wheel on the side of the building. I don't know when that happened, but there was a flood at one point, and oh hey Shan,
No. Oh.
that's my best cousin Shannon
Hi, Shannon. Hi, best cousin.
and Bella.
I bet.
There was a flood at some point, I believe, and I don't know if that like destroyed a lot of the building or what. But then they turned it into a theater.
Okay.
Wow.
But the little girl that resides in the costume loft, I have watched costumes. Looks like someone just went by a row of costumes and like just run their hand by them.
Oh, wow.
I've seen them swaying back and forth. We've put toys out before and they've moved to the other side of the room.
Mhm.
She's definitely like a dirty blonde, probably about 6 or 7. And she died in the water 100%.
Aw. Now, can you rent that play location out or?
So I don't really know the specifics. Our friend Dave, who was part of our group, he did a lot of shows there. Like he's a drummer, he's a lighting technician.
Mhm.
So anytime he was working on a show there, we would just kind of meet him there and go inside because he had access to the building.
Mhm.
Same with Mechanicsburg, the same situation. He worked at both theaters. But yeah.
I want to go. Like Florida has cool places. Pennsylvania.
No, he has better places.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah. Ah.
I want to go over there.
little
Pennsylvania was the first capital of the U.S., so I think, or from the colonies. So I think it's like, I guess it's one of the oldest, maybe.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
But
Well, as far as California, now, what would you say is your favorite? I mean, you're gonna be biased. You were like, it's the place I work at.
To be honest, I think other than the Queen Mary, I feel like the Kellogg House has been the most active that I've experienced. And I feel like anytime Joy and I would be there together, we would get something new each time.
Yeah. That's where we got that the SLS, that little clip I posted on Instagram
With
with our son, and he was waving.
Oh yes, I remember that.
Kellogg House, yeah.
That was really
Did
cool.
you only have the clip up, right?
Yeah, I still have that footage. I have so much footage.
Once you edit that, you'll have to send them the whole video because there's so much
absolutely.
more. than that little clip. There's so much
Yeah.
more to that scene, and it's wild.
Yeah. It's
Oh,
really
hi,
That was a
Brookie.
good little clip too.
Hi, Brooke.
Hi, Brookie.
I love your family. They're all supportive and
They are. I didn't
I
even
love
know half
that.
of these people were going to be joining us.
That's
oh,
awesome.
that's so sweet.
Yeah. That's good.
Well, thank you for being here.
For sure.
Oh,
Yeah. But
What?
the
Tell us
Queen
about the
Mary.
Queen Mary.
So let me be completely transparent. I haven't like officially investigated the Queen Mary because they don't really let you do that unless you spend thousands of dollars. But I have investigated within what my abilities are.
mm-hmm.
Girl, I will tell you, the minute I stepped across that threshold on the ramp, hundreds of people, hundreds. And not so nice people, super nice people, confused people, which I think I'm going to correct myself with my earlier statement.
Retract what you said.
with not realizing that they're gone, because I think there was a lot of confusion as well.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's confusion. If am I alive? Am I dead? Or confusion because there's so much going on that ship at one time.
True. I can see that.
Huh.
I've heard it feels crowded.
Very.
So, yeah.
And specific areas too. I think I felt the most uncomfortable. There's 2 rooms that they show you on the tour.
B340.
What is it?
B340.
Uh-huh.
I don't know what the other room is.
It might have been the B340.
Yeah.
It was the second one they took us to, or they showed us.
They only showed me one when we went.
Oh. I saw
The pool. Are you talking about the pool?
the pool.
The pool. Yeah, maybe it was the pool.
We couldn't go in there, but
Yeah.
just from the door, like that was a vibe in itself.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the most uncomfortable I was is in one of the 2 rooms, one of the 2 staterooms they showed us, and the oh my gosh, it's in the bow of the ship, I believe. So the front of the ship, but it's in the cargo hold. I don't like that
When
at all.
we stayed, we were in the front of the ship. You know where you check in?
Yes.
When you check in, you go to the left. So we were in the front, the very front room. And then there was no rooms on the other side of us. So we were like in the very, very first one.
Okay.
That second room was very active.
That wasn't
Really
the engine room, was it?
No, the engine is in the back of the ship.
Because a lot of people say that that's like a really active room, but I didn't really feel much there.
I didn't.
That's where your REM pod was just going off and like Joy.
That was in the
trying to
room. Yeah. See, outside of our room, outside the room, I didn't really get nothing.
Right.
In our room, it was like nonstop music box, REM pod. What else do we have? I forgot what else we had in there, but I was like, and my dumbass was like, "Oh, let's leave it on all night long and see if that was a mistake because they woke us up."
Why? What is it about the pool?
So this, you want to tell the story or?
No, you go ahead. I don't know your story.
I think a little girl passed away there, and I think there was another death. I can't remember, but the most famous one is of a little girl who drowned in the pool, who is known to stay in that area and show herself. And I think there's another one.
Walk around the pool.
I think there's another one. But I also heard you're not allowed to record on there. I watched some meta video, and they said you're not allowed to record on that Queen Mary, which is
really.
Yeah, and I'm like,
I feel like
not for all that money.
Because they want you to spend thousands of dollars to like be a TV or famous person. I don't know.
If I stay there again, I'm freaking recording. I don't care.
Right?
Yeah.
And then you got also activity. I think you said something or mentioned in a video was like a daycare or something like that.
There was a daycare. So with the floor we were on, one floor below us, where B340 is, there is a daycare, but we didn't really get nothing there. I felt like something pull my hair.
Is that where the dolls are now? Like the glass?
No, that's on the very top where the restaurants are. I think
that was weird.
I think. Yeah. Because you got your third floor, I think, is where you check in. The fourth floor is where the restaurants are. B340 is underneath, and the pool.
it's also it's a
you
maze.
guys ever go there? It's a freaking maze.
It
You
is.
get lost in there. It's like
Wow.
it's not like you know the Titanic had one main. Well, I've never been on the Titanic, but the picture was one main,
You don't know. You could have.
like the
We're
main,
taking your
like,
word for it.
right, elaborate staircase.
It
Queen
must
Mary
be that
didn't.
collector's edition of Titanic that she has.
I'm back from the Titanic.
The double VHS.
Rose.
The Queen Mary has like staircases. It doesn't have one main staircase like the Titanic did. It has like
Yeah.
several different staircases throughout each floor.
Mhm.
So it's not like one main staircase, like
Yeah.
But it's like a maze, and then you're going and you're like turning left and you're turning right to get to down these halls. It's huge. It's a maze. It's a maze. You definitely will get lost in there if you don't know what the hell you're doing or not paying attention for sure.
I've seen some cool pictures. I don't know where I saw this picture, but it was like, but actually it's two completely different times I've seen pictures where people were taking picture, and I don't know. I kind of want to say this was, I don't know. So the pool, can you see like the pool? Is there like a window or something that you're
Yeah,
like
it's
in
like a
room and
door.
then
So
Yeah.
it's a revolving door, and it has windows in it, but there's no like. There's also you walk in the door, and there's like
Balcony.
a balcony situation,
Balcony,
so you
yeah.
can't really see it past the balcony because the pool is down.
Yeah.
And then it's like a whole open room with like a balcony around it. But they also make it really creepy, and they put like this oscillating blue light inside of it.
Make it
to
look
make
like there's water in there and there's not. Yeah.
It's really cool and it's trippy because I'm sure people like it makes you see things, but like if you see a child, you see a child.
Huh.
Yeah. Yeah.
And the pictures that I've seen is people cutting like somebody going into like the wall. Like that's I've only seen that twice, and it seems to be in that same area.
Yeah.
And it looks like if somebody was standing there in that crowd, but it's not because they look off and they're like black, and it looks like they're like walking into like what is the wall right there, like going right into that. So that's
Yeah.
pretty crazy.
It's wild. My mother just texted me. Apparently she cannot comment, but she had told me she reminded me about a specific thing that happened just last week in the Kellogg House. Totally forgot about that.
Oh, okay.
Did I tell you about the clock?
Oh, yes, you did. You showed me a video. Yeah,
Okay.
you showed me a video. Yeah.
So back to the Kellogg House. There's a grandmother clock in the rear parlor that has not been wound in about 10 to 15 years, I think, because it's so fragile. So we always put the hands at 12 o'clock because it's an easy number to remember. If it changes, because we've been told over and over, like over decades, over time, it changes on its own. So we always have it at 12 o'clock so that we all know what time it is. And the other day, I had just had a very vivid dream about my grandmother I was telling you about. And the next morning, I went into the house. It was a busy day. I went into the house the next day, and noticed that the hands were changed. I don't know why I didn't make more of a deal about it, but I remember noticing it, changing the hands back to 12 and walking away. I don't know why I didn't think about it more, but then I had an epiphany when I realized that had happened. But then the following day after that, one of my staff members was in the house giving tours during public hours and had texted my assistant and I, who were working on other things, and was like, the clock is ticking. And we were like,
And it hasn't ticked
over there. So like we ran over there, and sure as shit, the hands went from 12 to 12:31, and the pendulum was swinging on its own. Gears were moving, clock was ticking. Because even if you were to move the pendulum on your own, if the gears aren't moving, the pendulum will only swing for so long. But I have a video of me describing this whole scenario, and you can hear it ticking. It's still consistently swinging like it normally would.
So a
And-
grandfather clock, for those who don't know, it only works when you wind it up, right? It's not plugged in, it's not battery operated, right?
So a grandmother clock and a grandfather clock are also different, where a grandfather clock is a little bigger and it has weights in it behind the pendulum.
Okay. Yeah.
We have a grandmother clock. It does not have the weights, but it has the pendulum. But the gears, it has to be wound for the gears to even operate. Because back when they were originally created and someone came up with this design, there were no batteries. There was no electricity. Like, you had a key, you wound the face of it. That was it. And then once it ran out, you had to rewind it and set the time again.
Yeah, I want one.
Oh,
It's so beautiful.
Yeah. And now, it like literally the next day, I went in to see if it had changed again. Nope. So I'm like, what was it that specifically set it off that day?
Saying it's time for another investigation. I'm just kidding.
Mariah Carey.
Right.
Yes.
Oh, shit. Yeah, I wish you guys were closer because that house is absolutely beautiful.
No, if you come
That's the
out,
one with the staircase I like.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh, that staircase is gorgeous. Yes.
Yeah. Videos and
if you
pictures.
guys ever come out, I will definitely love to take you there.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's really cool.
yeah.
It's
And that's the Kellogg, as of the Kellogg cereal family.
No, actually, so it's the gardening company.
No, for people who don't know.
So
That's what I thought
you're not entirely wrong. So like the Kellogg cereal company and the Kellogg gardening company were one at some point.
Oh.
So like back in like the 16th or 17th century is when they split. I don't know how it happens. But the family split. This Kellogg went this way, this Kellogg went this way. One is cereal, one is gardening.
I just figured.
Oh.
I asked because people
That's what I thought. Yeah. You think of the
you
cereal?
work there, so who better to ask?
Yeah.
Speaking of Kellogg's, which is your favorite cereal?
You know, I don't even know.
Not Kellogg.
I'm boring. Frosted Flakes.
I like Frosted
I was
Flakes.
gonna say the
They're
same thing.
great.
I like
I'm
Raisin
so
Bran.
boring.
I'm even more boring.
Yeah, that
I
too.
like Raisin- I'm a vieja.
I'm over at General Mills.
That's General Mills. Oh gosh.
Oh shit. That's
Tell us about the place. What was the name of the place? Bay that you investigated. That you guys. last
Oh,
went to?
Newport Back Bay?
Yes.
If we were gonna get attacked by coyotes, they were out to get us.
Oh my God. Okay, before she gets into the story about Newport Back Bay, I grew up in the woods. My parents own 20 acres of land. I have heard noises, seen things that you have never wanted to hear or see in your life. We live in there's like a whole stretch of Appalachia, which not to be confused with the Appalachian, because it depends on what your region is. You either call it the Appalachians or you call it Appalachia. So we live in the stretch of Appalachia where there's some shit in those hills. There's some weird things in those trees, and you don't look up any of that. So anyway, what was your actual first question? Oh, Back Bay. So we were there, tail end of the trip. We were asking questions, and it was quiet as you can imagine. And out of nowhere, this coyote just howls as clear as day. Had to have been like 50 feet away from us.
It was
Scared the ever living, you know what, out of me.
That's not good.
I was like, nope. I picked up everything off the ground. I was like, we gotta go. And then they were calling each other. So you heard the other ones in the
Yeah.
distance, and you're
Exactly
like,
what's happening.
Oh my god.
He
He's
was
like-
getting his friends.
And he's like, I'm out of here. And I'm like, what are you doing? He's like, they have teeth, fucker.
I left everybody. See, that's the fight or flight. In that situation, I'm a flight. I'm
I
out.
was dying. I was laughing so fucking hard. He's like,
I'm like, you better be. See, look, run. You better be able to run.
Oh my god.
That's
Like,
the funny
I've
thing is
heard-
I don't have to run fast. I just have to outrun you.
Exactly.
Team
Exactly.
girl. Let me know how
And
it
no
goes.
shame in that game. No shame. Like I've heard foxes in the woods scream, and they sound like babies, like human babies. So like I'm used to that, but that was some whole nother ish.
when he was there, we kept hearing like crying, and he's like, yeah, it's an animal getting attacked. I'm like, oh my God, don't tell me the animal. I want to go rescue it and shit.
Joy living in California.
Really quick, Dan text. He said he was trying to post up
Your link.
your
so
link if you
folks
had a
can-
link.
My
You can
link
say, yeah. Do you have a link you want to share?
for paranormal.
They can find you to PA Paranormal.
Oh no, I have regular socials. I don't have
Yeah.
anything paranormal, sadly.
Not yet, but he's going to, right? We're working on a name.
Yeah, working on the name, working on getting everything in. Corey's definitely a runner. Yep, I
He
am.
is. He sure is. He was out. They
Listen,
have teeth fuckers. I can't get over that because he was serious as a heart attack.
Joy's still there with her shit in her hand. Like, what are we doing?
I was joking.
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
me
already,
laughing. It was so funny.
I already had the van door open. I was sitting inside. I was waiting for them heifers to get their ass in the
His
van.
husband was still. I said, "Matt, you might have to come in my car. He's gonna be gone."
Well,
Oh my gosh.
at least Coral will be able to come and investigate afterward.
Joy, can you hear me?
All right, you tell him the story about the Back Bay because you were the one who told me.
I think that was probably the highlight of our evening. Is just the freaking coyotes.
Well, tell us about that. What is it about that location?
Oh, okay. So I did a little video on that. It's about a little girl. There's been bodies that have been washed up in that area. It's a big, like, popular hiking trail, upscale neighborhood. So anyway, so the most famous story was of an 11-year-old girl named Linda who was kidnapped by some douchebag, and he, did what he did to her, and then he dumped her body like it trash. So that was like the most famous story, and that's when we were trying to get in contact with her. I don't think I picked up anything from her this last time, but when I went with my daughter, she definitely picked up her little voice.
Oh, well, we also picked up, I don't think it was Linda, which was the little girl, but was that a man or a woman? It was a man, wasn't it? Like
It was a man and a woman that I picked up. Yeah. But did we pick it up that time? I don't remember.
I thought we did. I can't remember who it was, but it was definitely somebody, and they were talking about certain things.
I think that was Linda. I think that was Linda.
Was it?
We were talking to her. Yes, I forgot. Yeah.
Because whatever voice it was kind of making comments that were starting to connect after we realized it. It's like, oh, that makes total sense.
Yeah.
But then we found that picture online, and we were able to drive to where we saw, and we matched up the picture online of her death, like when they were in the 70s, when they were explaining about her dying, the photo of the road in Back Bay that they shot, we found it, and I was able to match it up to the phone picture. So that was kind of cool.
So the area where he's talking about is where they found her body.
Yeah.
That's where she was dumped.
But we didn't notice that until I was looking it up some more and found that picture.
Yeah. And that's the area you started like getting really emotional.
That's the area I couldn't stop being emotional.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Like we were trying to laugh and we were trying to just be funny. And when I say emotional, like I'm not like hysterically crying, like
no.
My emotion.
Yeah.
It's like I'm just standing there being a normal person, and somebody else
falling, and I'm like,
yeah, I'm good. I'm good.
Like, you get a tissue? Yeah, it was sad. It was really sad. Yeah, it was really sad. But that was the most famous story, was of that little girl.
Yeah.
Sad. Yeah.
That's the one where you got like a high or something, and it was like a Boo Bear involved.
Yeah, that's with my our daughter. Yeah, that was her very first investigation. She picked up. I kept hearing a child's voice go, "Teddy bear, teddy," and you can hear the metallicness.
Yes, I knew it was there.
Yeah. She picked that up. Yeah. And then when we were there, when Cory and I were there, on my little spirit chat box, it was saying like stuff like tied up and chained up and just like shit that would correlate with what you would think
the story
would happen. Yeah, what would happen to somebody, that a kidnapper or whatever you want to call a murderer. But it was crazy. It was crazy. And then,
and also when we heard the coyotes, it said something along the lines. The ovula said something along the lines of like, need to go, or
Like
You
warning
should-
you to leave.
Some
There's
shit.
a- yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, I don't remember. It was my video. It's not sad.
No, because we have so much crap.
But that was also the day
I gotta rewatch my video.
It was also that day that owl, that famous owl in California that was like traveled from the East Coast to the West Coast.
I don't know.
Like spotted snowy owl just like came out of nowhere, like Garrett in the labyrinth. Just like flew out of nowhere, scared the shit out of us.
It was crazy. It was crazy.
I thought you were gonna say like the owl that was carrying like a little stick that looked like a broom or something. You know what I'm talking about?
Your Hogwarts letter.
Yes.
It was crazy. Yeah. It was definitely. I think, was that your first investigation with this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really
we
cool.
met at 7-Eleven. I got some gummy bears and we got in the car.
That's
probably ate a bunch of bugs.
the go-to paranormal snacks.
Yeah.
Gummy bears.
Yeah.
Seriously.
Gummy bears,
Gummy
combos.
bears and celsius.
Yes, this.
Celsius, if you want to sponsor the show, we spent a lot of money on your drinks anyways.
My
But see,
Throw us a
drinks
bone,
that
bro. Throw us a
Celsius.
bone.
Joey was trying to get me to get one that night too, ironically. And I was like, what is it? He's like, it's like an energy drink, but if you drink it too much and you don't have and you're not working out or you're not moving a lot, you get really jittery. And I'm like, why would I want to drink that?
Nah, but if you're walking, you'll be all right.
Yeah.
Isn't it the healthier version though?
It's
It's a healthier version for energy drinks, right?
Celsius?
Yeah, I think it is.
It's zero sugar, and
Zero
it supposedly
sugar.
has like all these like supplements in it.
Right. It doesn't have all the harmful stuff.
You know what? Who has a good one is The Rock. The Rock came out with his own energy drink.
So you always have to have snacks.
Zoa.
Yes.
No, I never drank
Zoe,
it.
that's really I don't know.
Oh, I've never even heard of that one.
Zoa. That's the
You're
Rock.
going to-
The Rock says, buy my
Yes.
energy drink.
The Rock says, "Smell me." Smell what's in this can. All right.
Know what he's cooking.
Smell what he's cooking. Thank you.
Yeah,
Dwayne
I
The
know, I
Rock
know.
Johnson,
This
please
is what
support
we're
our
talking about drinks.
investigation.
Yeah.
Oh,
You know what's good too is the Gatorade Zero. I know we're sidetracked here, but yeah, zero sugar and
where have we gone?
doesn't have any of the harmful stuff. Yeah.
Paranormal grab bags.
Yeah. See,
Yeah.
I can't bring snacks or drinks because I'll end up peeing, and I am not trying to pee in the wilderness.
This woman, I swear.
I can't. I'm like, I gotta pee. I'll be complaining the whole time. I gotta pee.
And she won't.
One
she
thing
won't
everybody
go
should
inside the
take
road.
is wet wipes.
She won't go on the side of the road. She's
Unless I
bougie.
absolutely can't hold it. Yeah. It's hard for women, man. You know, Jen, you know. Your sister knows it's hard for women. You
You know, a
know.
lot of Papa squats back in the day.
There you go.
Yeah,
What?
but I'm afraid
Dad,
somebody's
if you're
gonna,
here.
I'm afraid somebody's gonna cling on down there and come with me. You know what I mean?
Oh my god. Oh god.
You guys have to do what you try it one day with how we have to do it. It's,
Well, Pop Squad.
He's like, why would I ever?
he's like, why would I do that?
Oh my god.
Ah, shit.
Really?
So back to paranormal.
Yes.
Okay.
Really?
Back to the reason why we
I
brought
did
you.
try these things for an outdoor investigation on the TikTok shop.
Oh my god.
Can you guys see it?
Is that what I think it
Yes.
is?
Am I going to use it? Probably not, but I bought one.
There you go. Take her out to the
Yeah.
woods immediately.
I'm going to keep them in my car just in case.
Wear your Nikes.
So if anybody wants to know, you can buy these at the TikTok shop. This is not sponsored.
I already buy that shit at Temu.
I don't know why I bought it. You ever order anything off the TikTok shops? Anybody? Oh, I do. I'm like super addicted.
I have a whole shopping cart with like 80 things in it. Never bought anything.
I'll get to it eventually, I promise.
Yeah.
Just like the list of shows that I will eventually get to. Never gonna get to.
Joseph said my legs would start to shake. Shake.
Shake Shack is good.
Sure, they're saying shake. Dantex, does it fit? Is it like a Wish.com baseball cap?
I love the
Did
TikTok.
you regret it instantly when you got it? I just need to know.
You buy a hat and it's like a hat for like a doll.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah. Are you guys planning to do anything next? Like another? Is there any place you guys want to both go to? Like
We
Um,
both want to go to the Heritage Square. I think Armando, you
Dude,
said
I
you
would
wanted to
love
go
to
there
go there.
too. Yeah.
if you go, I need to see it because
I
I
Okay.
have
so
always wanted to go there.
Yeah. I think we're just gonna have to go during the day and see if we can sweet talk some people or someone.
I mean, like, hey, museum community, let me just.
yeah,
why
right?
don't you use that?
I'm gonna try to charm them.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Yeah, I would love to.
go over there and be like, hey, I do this and that.
Hey,
And
waiters do that all the
That-
time. They call it
that works.
they're in the biz, and
Yeah.
they get free hookups when they go to other restaurants and things like that.
Have you
Yeah.
gone there, Cory? Have you ever? I've never been there.
No, I've always wanted to.
We gotta figure out.
So many things
Heritage
have been
Square, I heard,
filmed
is
there.
expensive.
yeah, somebody was saying it was really expensive, or they don't let you go, right?
I don't think
They don't let you investigate. I mean, I'm sure there's some sort of possibility at some point somewhere, but you can go there for like museum purposes, I believe, but you have to like buy a ticket.
yeah.
But then they also have, so my museum is hosting an event that they do at Heritage Square as well. So like you can go there for this like marketplace event, but like you can't really get into the houses, I don't think, unless you
No, I don't think you can.
because they have docents that take you on tours.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Dude, I'll be okay with just investigating
the docent's
outside.
cool.
Shit.
Yeah.
You gotta get in with a docent.
Yeah, I need to, I think I want to, now I'm going to
You
determine
become-
to reach
You
out.
gotta become friends with Jack Osborne, one or the other.
Right?
Yeah.
I was watching that. I was like, I wonder if he would come and investigate the Kellogg House.
Hell yeah! You
Dude,
should reach
that's
out
your
to
way
him. Are you
in.
kidding me?
That is your way in. Hey,
I know.
do this.
All this
You
potential
gotta
right
give me
here.
this. You can
Exactly.
bring
Yeah.
your sister if you
Yeah,
want to.
he would definitely do that.
Sharon.
Where
Bring
else? Is there anywhere
Sharon
else that you would want to investigate over here? I don't think.
Out here,
Yeah, I don't think I have any.
I mean, I always like blank when I'm asked direct questions like that.
Me too. Yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
Have you gone to Zach's museum?
Zach Bagans?
Yeah.
I have not.
Yeah, I have.
I don't even know where that is.
Vegas.
Oh, okay. That's why I've never been to Vegas.
Yeah. You never been to Vegas? Oh man. Yeah.
That makes two of us.
Ooh, what about like Joshua Tree? Like
I heard
that,
that was really haunted.
isn't there like an old West town that like John Wayne built in Joshua Tree? They used to film Old West movies there. Now it's like a ghost town.
I think is that in Simi? I think that's Corriganville Park, isn't it? I don't
I'm
know.
pretty sure it's in what were we just talking about?
Joshua.
Joshua Tree. Where it's like right outside of Joshua Tree or something like that.
Ooh, I do want to get into the Winchester House and Alcatraz.
Yes.
But those are further up north. Those are like 8 hours away, so I don't count.
Listen, if we took a day
Winchester's
trip,
the one with the crazy
I
maze,
know.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that place.
we just need someone to watch our dogs. And we
Yeah.
can take a day trip to the Winchester Mansion because my husband's actually been there. Ironically, that we talk about this because his aunt used to live up north.
Oh
And,
wow.
on one of their visits, he was too young to do the basement tour because you have to be like 16 or older or 18 or older, and you have to wear a hard hat. But he said it's really cool from what he can remember. But I've always wanted to go there.
Yeah, I had a friend, my husband's friend's wife sent me pictures. They went not too long ago. And I think
Ironically, my sister went to college in Fresno, which is like right there. I don't know if she's been there or not.
I want to
I don't
go.
Oh, is that by Fresno? Okay.
Yeah, it's up in like San Jose, Fresno area.
Mhm.
I think it's more San Jose, actually.
Yeah. So if you guys
Fresno's
come to
known for
California,
UFOs.
you guys have, oh sorry. If you guys come to California, do you have any places that you want to investigate? Like we haven't been
Everything
to-
sounds very far away. I want to go to Zach's museum
That's
in
amazing.
Vegas. I know, but still West Coast
No.
because I've never been to the West Coast. And then the Heritage Square.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
the
And a
LA.
Queen Mary.
Queen Mary.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's the only things I know. And then maybe look out for some UFOs because I know, like how you mentioned Fresno, I know that's huge for that.
I want to go to the, what is it called? Area 51. I've never been there.
Yeah.
I mean, you can't. There ain't shit
Yeah,
there.
you
You can't do
it.
anything there.
I know, but
It kind of freaks
It's like
me out. though.
Skinwalker that everybody wants to go there, and it's.
I'd rather go to Skinwalker Ranch, to be honest with you.
Where the hell is that?
I think it's in Utah, isn't it?
it's-
Utah?
I believe-
Somebody
Seattle.
correct me. I thought it was in
I thought it was-
Arizona. Oh, I want to go to Arizona. I want to go to Arizona. Really bad.
Yeah, I heard there's some good stuff out there.
I want to
too.
go to the.
Y'all
I
are
forget the valley.
Yeah.
y'all are freaking me out. See, she's from California, y'all are from Florida, and I'm from Pennsylvania, where like there's like I said, there's shit in them woods.
Oh, the Cecil.
Oh, the whole Cecil Hotel. Yes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I've always wanted to go there too.
Yeah. But you can't get in there. Security, even if you're standing outside, security will shoo you away. They're rude there. They're
Really?
mean. Yeah, they're mean as hell. I think because ever since Ghost Adventures did the episode, it got real popular.
That
And
and the people living
Well,
there, like.
yeah.
And people constantly die there.
Yeah, it's right next to Skid Row, so it's like super sketchy. So you want to.
Yeah.
Well, they also like recently just reopened it as like some kind of a homeless shelter, I believe. And then like literally within a week of being open, somebody died inside again.
I'm not surprised.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh,
And then they
wow.
closed it again.
They close it again?
Mhm.
Oh wow.
Oh damn.
Pretty sure.
Damn. Yeah.
Mafia Lights. Somebody. Dentix.
Mafia. What is that? I've never heard of that. Mafia Lights.
Are you trying to say Mafia? Morpho?
Morpho?
Why am I saying Morpho?
Well, New Mexico and Arizona are.
Morpho's like something for my job.
I know. I'm not copying what you said. What you're
Isn't
saying.
Morpho
I want to know
like
what the hell I'm
a-
talking about.
Smurf?
I'm talking about. I was trying to say MUFON. Well, whatever.
But okay.
Tell me about Salem because I know you went to Salem, and I always wanted to go to Salem.
Oh.
Yes.
Be prepared if you're sensitive. Even if you're not sensitive, I feel like you pick stuff up. But when you're sensitive and you go somewhere like Salem, Massachusetts, it's just something about the cobblestone streets, the old buildings that were there from 1600s, the old colonial villages that they still have that you can go on tours in. It's just the whole vibe totally just immerses you and makes you feel, I don't know, the entire time I was there, I just felt like I was in the past.
Yeah.
Have you ever experienced that before?
Are we talking about Salem, Massachusetts?
You talking about
Yeah.
Salem, and I
Salem.
kind of think I thought you would say that. Like you feel like you were
The
back
history.
in those times
Yeah.
for some reason.
Yeah, and it's like you look around and like you see modern people, but like something about that place just puts you, especially if you're sensitive, back in time. It was wild.
I love that actually.
Yeah,
So what's out there?
that's where the witch trials happened.
No,
Well,
Salem Witch
Yeah,
Trials,
Salem Witch.
and
Wow.
super old.
And
It looks
it's
really
one of
pretty,
the
though.
very first towns ever built.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's a whole bunch of history there. You know, it's that whole upper northeast corner of the U.S., the original
Yeah.
colonies. All that is.
I need to rent a
Sure.
motorhome.
all of New England is a friend of mine and I went on a New England trip from Pennsylvania all the way up to Maine, and it was one of the coolest trips ever. And we stopped in different places, but not only did we get to stop in Salem, but we stopped at the very tip of Maine,
Mhm.
and you can stand on the giant rock formation face with the lighthouse, and you're just looking off into the ocean, and you don't see anything in front of you because like it's the tip of Maine.
Wow.
So that was crazy. But no, there's Salem. There's too much history there. There's too much hateful history, unfortunately, for our country. But that's it. You got to do it. You just have to go.
Yeah, I would love to.
Yeah.
go.
Now, how far is that from you guys for Florida? Is that far?
Oof,
Oh, that's probably like that's like a 30-hour
even-
drive.
Kidding me?
I'm
that would be the furthest I've ever been.
That would be me not driving.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Been
you
to
definitely
New
want
York,
to fly.
and it's still further
Yeah.
away than
I
New
would
York.
I'll fly there. You know,
Yeah.
unless a nice elaborate road trip where I don't have to ever work again. Sure,
I definitely want
but
to.
that ain't happening.
You won't have to work because they're gonna fire your ass.
It's around the corner. Whitney says. Yeah, I won't work anymore because they can fire my ass.
Hey, Whit.
Whit,
Whit is a old high school buddy of mine.
she's also down here in South Florida,
I-
and it's not around the corner. She's a liar.
Yeah, we literally live. Look at this land point that we live very close to. It says 90 miles from Cuba. That's how far we are from freaking
From Maine.
Salem.
That's
From
wild.
New England.
We are closer to another
Or,
country.
yeah, exactly.
Oh,
We
wow.
are.
This to the other country.
Closer to another country.
That's wild to me. It's
That's
so
crazy.
weird.
Yeah.
Oh my
That's
God.
crazy.
What's like it's still wild to me that you can get from California to Mexico. Like
I know. A whole nother country. Yeah. Yeah.
so
Yeah.
weird to me how close
Yeah.
it is.
Yeah. Well, that's like Canada too. Like, in some people are close to Canada.
Oh
Are
yeah.
close to-
You
no,
go
you're
to
not.
New York. You go to New York and like you can either be on the Canada side of the Niagara Falls or the New York side of the
Right?
Niagara
Yeah.
Falls.
Yeah. That's crazy.
I heard that the New York side is better.
I heard that too.
Better views.
I heard that too.
Don't
Wow.
come for me, Canada.
We love you, Canada.
So, Corey, what would you say is your most favorite ghost equipment? Like your go-to, like you have to bring on every
Yeah,
investigation.
what is your go-to?
Honestly, this is gonna be really like cheesy, but like my mind.
That's
No,
not
that's not
cheesy.
cheesy, that's good.
Like-
I like
You
Like
are the
I don't
tool.
need anything in my hands. Like normally, like I'm sure Joy would beg to differ because I always have a flashlight in my hands now. But anytime I'd be back
Coyote.
home, like with our team or our group, like I don't normally have a flashlight all the time because like I just like to. Sometimes I like to sit down, close my eyes, and just see what comes.
Yeah.
That's cool though. Yeah.
It is really cool. And
Yeah.
so on that topic, I do want to tell you a story about another theater that I did work in. We went there. This is years ago. But anyway, we went there. We did an investigation. And we were upstairs in the costume shop in that theater. And have you guys ever seen the movie 13 Ghosts?
Mhm.
Yes, good movie.
Super dramatic, super Hollywood.
I don't know, write it down because I don't remember seeing any of these movies.
But there's at the end of the movie, there's a scene where like they're all in that circle
Yeah.
and they're just like rotating around. I think the family, the dad and the kids. It sounds really dramatic, but like there was a moment where I was just focusing really, really hard, opening myself up, and
Too scary.
I just started to see all of these people standing around us in a
Mhm.
circle, just like standing there looking at us.
Creepy.
Oh, that's not
And I feel like that was one of the most significant moments in my paranormal life, or my paranormal-ish, if you will, that like my sister actually made me leave the building because it was so intense that like I couldn't get myself out of it.
Oh wow.
Wow.
Oh.
And it became this whole thing. So like that was wild. That was the most intense experience I've ever had. And I think after that, I kind of taught myself more how to shut it off.
Mm-hmm.
Because like I'll be laying in bed at night, and let's be honest, I'm almost 35. I'm getting up there. I get up and go to the bathroom in the middle of the night.
Before we just
And
talked
it's one of those things where like you like pretend to still be asleep so that when you lay back down, you fall back
Yeah,
asleep.
you go back to sleep.
Yes.
I do that.
But
Why do we
like
do this?
sometimes I'll feel like, not necessarily here in this apartment, but sometimes I don't know. But like normally, if I feel something watching me in the darkness, I'm just like, not today. I'm going back to sleep. You're not going to keep me awake. But yeah, I would say my mind, just because your mind is a powerful instrument, and especially if you're sensitive and you can just tap into that.
Yeah.
I like that.
It's like
Your
endless.
Your sister says always a recorder, but an SLS camera is the best for her.
We do like a good SLS camera.
Armando likes what is it, DR?
My a DR60s. I actually use 2 of them.
Mm-hmm.
What's that?
Oh, you don't know what it is?
It's digital recorder.
I'll go get it.
It's a recorder.
Oh,
Rare, hard to find digital recorders people have that.
It's expensive.
is it like the ones from like the 90s, or is it?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay,
Yes.
so there was an investigator who came to the Kellogg House. Yes. And it's like there's a specific kind from the 90s that's like really, really good quality, and like it just catches things that new ones don't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes. So the reason why they're so hard to come by now, I have an English one and I have a Japanese one.
Because people talk about them. If not, it'll be on eBay just sitting there fucking running away.
Yeah.
They were being sold to like students to record their lectures, and people that worked at the courthouses to record things, and they were saying, hey, I'm hearing voices and things like that were not there. I'm recording my professor and I hear my professor talking, all of a sudden I hear somebody screaming. That never happened in the classroom. So they're doing that. They're starting to return them, and then Panasonic started discontinuing because they thought that it was defective. It wasn't that it was defective. It was the way the plastic housing is on this recorder. It picks up the EVPs way better. And that's what's going on there.
That's cool.
Yeah, that is cool. They're super expensive though. It's like, what?
Yeah.
Well, luckily when I picked them up, they were
still expensive.
Half the price that you can get them for now. And I got 2 of them.
Oh, yeah. I think they're going
for
5,000.
You got it before the boom. Let's put it that way.
Well, hey, that's how I bought my house too. So can't blame me there.
We keep buying stuff right at the cusp.
Yeah, that's good.
Everything going to crash.
It's better to be lucky than good.
That's good, yeah. Because I think the last time I looked, they were like $4,000. People were selling them for. I'm like,
oh no,
I bought both for 4,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, no.
Have you ever had anything follow you back because of being sensitive?
That's a good question. I don't know, just because like I've always kind of felt it around me. Mm-hmm. I don't know if it's like a specific person or a specific energy or entity that is different than what the everyday one that I would experience was. Mm-hmm. But I'm always very cautious about like you have to stay here, you cannot be with me. Mm-hmm. Like, in the name of Jesus, get the hell out of here.
I've learned to say that, incorporate that more. I didn't do that, and I started doing it. And I think
it works.
It works. Yeah.
Because like
I've noticed,
you always hear like, oh, I don't need to get or want to get like biblical or anything, but like it's always been that statement makes a huge difference.
Mm-hmm. Is he lagging for you guys? You're lagging too. There's a delay again.
Yeah, my camera's lagging, but can you actually hear me in regular time?
Yeah, I can hear you normally. Yeah,
you're good.
So I tried to stop my camera to see if it would fix it, but
yes, intention does sets boundaries. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Oh, excuse me. Good God.
Y'all a bunch of sleepyheads.
I don't know.
And I'm the one that gotta work. I'm the one that gotta work in the morning. Like matter.
Yeah. It's like mentally.
Wait, I think he's frozen. No.
He's frozen in time.
Okay, I can hear you guys. Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can.
Oh, there you are. Yeah. You're good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm back. Yay.
Yay. Internet.
I wanted to tell you guys a little bit about my home, my childhood home, like where I grew up.
Oh, please.
Yeah.
So that's always been interesting. So my parents they live on 20 acres of land, and it's all like woods. And then on one part of their property,
Creepy.
apparently it was like the home of, I don't remember that. She needs to send me that because I want to see it. We oh my gosh. Oh, apparently the land was part of the Civil War, and it was like some sort of like nursing facility or nursing where the hospital tents were or whatever. So my dad has found a couple random things walking around, like bottles and coins and metal pieces and stuff like that he's found on the property. So like our property, I'm sure, has some sort of significance of history, but then brings the afterlife or the paranormal. So we've had a lot of experiences in our house. So my dad, everyone was asleep. We were all asleep. My dad tends to fall asleep on his chair in the living room while he's watching TV. And the dog, I believe, was the one who woke him up, like growling or making noises toward the hallway. And their house it's a ranch style house, but it's like kind of long. So the hallway, the living room where his chair is kind of almost in the center of the house. So there's a hallway that leads all the way back to the bedrooms. And there's tons of antiques in my parents' house. And there's this star. It's like an old school like 8-point star that like is a light fixture. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
So that's in the hallway, and the dog is reacting to the hallway. So my dad like looks around and whatever, and he looks in the hallway, and the light fixture is just swinging back and forth.
Oof.
And so he went back to their room to see my mom was asleep, went into my room, so I was asleep. My sister was in college, I believe, at this point. But that was a weird situation. We did an investigation in my parents' house once before, which I heavily regret because I had to live there afterward. I refuse to investigate where I live because it just freaks me out. But we have a photo of back the hallway, and there's so like it's a long hallway, and then there's a bedroom here, a bedroom next to that, and then just turning the corner is my parents' room. But this far right bedroom, there's like someone peeking out of the doorway. It was super weird. You can totally tell. And then I think in the same couple minutes, maybe, another photo was shot, and it's of a person clear as day standing in a sweater vest. Super creepy. And then I had to walk back because that's where my bedroom was.
Oh, no. No.
In that same room? Oh,
Of course.
no.
Why would it not be?
Yeah, exactly. Cory, I'm waiting for you. It says the police. Yeah, exactly. Hell no.
And don't let her fool you. She was the one who wanted to do that.
Oh, of course. She's just acting like the responsible party.
I'm out of here.
Yeah. She outrun you that day.
I actually don't think she was living in the house at that point. So,
No, of course. We should tell her to do this.
I don't investigate my house, but I do investigate my dolls.
Oh, my mom just texted me and said she saw him for 5 years. Red sweater vest with pockets.
Oh, wow. Is he still there?
Not that I know of.
The pockets go like this.
I maybe it's like a cardigan vesty sweatshirt.
Sweater vest.
Wow.
How do I get like?
Oh,
I don't know. She said it's only from the waist up.
there you see him. Yeah.
Yeah.
Sounds
That's
about right.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like Mr. Rogers type of thing?
I'd like to gesture to say that it would be like that.
Yeah,
so let's just
right.
pretend. Let's just pretend it's Mr. Rogers.
Mr. Rogers.
Keep us all happy.
He's coming to teach life lessons.
Did your parents believe in the paranormal? I mean, do they believe in like?
Mr. Rogers.
Do they get spooked out, Cory, or are they?
She said it was a cardigan and it was red with gray hair and glasses.
Totally Mr. Rogers.
Wow.
It's a beautiful day
So-
in the neighborhood.
Yes, exactly.
To answer your question, I don't think my dad is very skeptical. My dad tries to think that there is a reason for everything. There's a scientific explanation for everything.
Mhm.
I think my mom is definitely sensitive, but I think that it freaks her out a little bit. So she
Yeah.
doesn't, she tries to push it away. But I'm going to, when they come out to visit, they're actually coming out to visit next month. So you'll hopefully get to meet them.
Yeah.
But we're gonna like investigate the house, so we'll have to do that together.
Oh yeah, that would be fun. That would be really fun.
They would love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think
That's
so.
really
Then
cool.
we've had 3 children that lived in our house during their teenage years, and they all saw him, which is true.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
So do you think
Damn,
it's
so I
attached to
wonder
the
who
house?
he was, like tied to the land or something.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah, I don't know.
made a house.
The house was built in the 50s, I believe.
Mhm.
So like someone could have died there.
But he's not malicious or a mean spirit, right? He just shows
No.
up. Okay.
No, nothing.
I
Nothing
think
in
it's just
their
like an
house.
imprint.
Mhm.
Yeah, it almost seems like an imprint or like a residual where
Yeah.
it's just like the same thing over and over again.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But then also, fun fact, not so fun fact, have you guys ever seen the remake of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre with Jessica Biel?
It's the only one I saw. I don't like Texas Chainsaw, but I did see that one.
Okay,
Did I see
so
it? I'm sure it's on.
so I'm sure you remember how like at the beginning they're going down the basement stairs.
Yeah.
I kid you not, my parents' basement is laid out just like that. The stairs go down. There's a wall next to the stairs.
Oh,
There's openings underneath the stairs in the going down. You turn to the left and it's there. It does not matter what time of day it is, what hour it is, what year it is. I will still run up those steps and shut the door as fast as I can.
yeah.
It's so creepy.
Especially when the stairs are open. I feel like somebody can
Yes.
grab your I can't do it.
Oh yeah.
But no, someone follows me up those stairs every single time.
Wow.
You hear it? You hear it like
I
running
feel
up?
it. I feel it.
Ooh.
It's like
making
that.
pushing you up.
That's
Not
creepy.
necessarily pushing me up, but I can definitely feel what feels like the energy. Like I'm here, this is the energy, and as I'm going up the stairs, it's like, and it feels like, yeah, it's very weird.
That's crazy. Yeah.
But it's never seemed to be malicious. The only time it ever got physical, from what my understanding is my dad was sleeping and he said the blankets lifted over his feet and his feet were touched.
Oh no, I'm
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
That's the only time I think it's ever like been physical.
Well, that's good.
That's
But
enough.
so it's not residual then. It can't be residual if it's lifting blankets up.
She said you don't have to run up them anymore. Your dad covered them with carpet.
They're looking out for you, Cory.
I know. No, looking out for their dog. They wanted their dog to follow them down there to play pool. And she wouldn't go down the steps without.
And not to be alone.
I know.
That's a lie.
That's funny. That's funny. So I know we're coming up on an hour and 40. Is there any questions you have for us, Cory, or them? I mean, you know me, so you can always ask me later. But do you have any questions for like 305 or?
Yeah, I mean, if like we ever make our way to Florida anytime soon, like in your area, what's your favorite place that you've investigated there?
We have one really close to us where we live, actually, here in Miami. It's called the Gold Coast Railroad Museum.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
And that used to be an old war.
Two?
No, I wanted you to finish.
Whoa,
Naval base, yeah, and it had a name.
called the Richmond Naval Station.
Yeah.
What happened there was they were storing blimps, and for XY reason, a blimp blew up the hangar that was there, and there's only like one original tower from the original naval base there, and I believe like a storage unit. That's about it. Everything else was rebuilt. What's cool there, and actually one of our favorite parts to investigate, is actually from you guys as part of the U.S.
Yeah.
It's the California Zephyr cart.
I love that cart.
And that particular cart used to go from Los Angeles all the way to Chicago, Illinois. That's the only trip it would do, back and forth, back and forth.
Wow.
Amazing cart.
And that place is really good. Like that is my favorite, especially close here, local.
That cart was kind of like saying you were going in luxury. And at that particular point in time, that was the only cart that had a moon roof area, so you can look out. So they had a second floor. You would go up the second floor and you would look out you can look out the windows. You can even look at the ceiling and you can see the stars if it was nighttime. They would have they would serve food there and drinks. They would bring you the drinks up there. You would just drink and have a good time.
That's so cool.
That's our favorite cart to go to, but there's also the Ferdinand Magellan cart, which is it's essentially what U.S. What is it called? Air Force One.
That's what that cart looks like.
Oh wow, that's so cool.
Nice. Yeah.
And you can still do that?
We're the team that investigates.
You can still do that?
So, yeah.
Oh yeah.
So,
yeah.
You can come.
Can't go in there.
Here, we'll definitely get you in because we're the team that investigates that.
We love going there.
So like I was telling you, the Ferdinand Magellan cart, it is essentially what Air Force One is now. So that was the train cart that was.
That's this one. What he's talking about. I was right next door.
Well, that's gorgeous.
Presidential. That's really pretty.
And I forget the president now.
Reagan.
No, not Reagan.
Oh my god.
But I'll get
before that.
The president at one point also, I believe it's Eisenhower. I don't know why Eisenhower. But anyways, he did a presidential speech from the front. If you post it up one more time.
Oh.
He did it from right there.
From there's a balcony.
Cool.
There's a booth there with the microphone.
Yeah.
That's
right
where
there.
he did the speech from.
That's so cool.
We investigated there and got a hold of a former CIA operative that he died protecting the president. A bullet ended up straying and was shot into the train, and he passed from the injury. We did an EVP session and we asked him if he regret doing that, and he said no, he doesn't regret giving his life for the president.
Wow.
Awesome individual. He was very thankful for
he was super respectful.
Super nice.
Respectful.
And then on a different time, and this I can't take the credit for it because it was actually Jenny, the first one that saw it. So I'll tell you in regards to the sweeping.
So really quick, we had stayed overnight, and I just told him let's just stay there's picnic type tables, and I was like let's just stay here in total darkness and just how you just zone out and see what we get.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And that place is known for shadow figures a lot too. So everywhere. He was looking one direction and I was looking straight at that cart, but that direction, and I just saw from inside that cart sweeping of a flashlight going up, sweeping across normal, how a police officer would sweep or a CIA person,
all corners of
a security, going like this up and down. It was so slow, and I'm just sitting there watching, oh my god, what is? And then when it stopped, I got out and ran, but it was from inside. So I'm still trying to debunk it. That's but crazy. Knowing it's coming from the inside,
she ends up telling me, and I ended up seeing a good minute of it. So
right at the tail end of it.
I can say that I saw it too for a good amount of time. She saw it for way longer than I did.
I was first staring at it what the hell is that?
We did an overnight there. We were the only two people there, and the person that runs the location, he was sleeping in
he was there, but he was asleep.
So it was just me and her. And plus the other thing too is, one, that cart was locked. Two, there's no way to go on the other side of it from the ground and do it because there's another train there that was also locked.
But I wouldn't say if it was just for shits and gigs. If it was somebody on that side, I wouldn't see it from the angle I saw it because somebody inside of there going this way, and I can see it illuminated so bright where I can see the roof and the inside of that cart, and it was dead black.
Yeah,
wow.
And I was like,
you can see the wall.
Yeah, I could see the wall, the window, and I was just like,
That's crazy.
You didn't get it on camera? You didn't get to film it?
No, we were sitting there. I said, sit there.
Yeah.
No equipment, no anything. And I saw weird.
That's normally when you get stuff. To be
I know. Yeah.
I saw a shadow figure that morphed and got bigger than the train itself. Like it grew in stature.
Wow.
It's crazy. I
no, you're gonna love it. And there's
recommend.
people who are there's one of our team members nieces. Am I correct on that? Marie's niece?
Yes, correct.
She's young. She's like 13 or something like that. And when she goes, she doesn't like that place.
Yeah,
so like she's like, I get the worst feeling here. Like, ugh. The first time she ever went there, she could have sworn she's seen something crawl from under the train, like out, like looking. And then there was a whole other time where somebody caught something on an SLS camera, something crawling from under the train.
Oh no!
Two different times. So people who are sensitive to that would probably get that nasty feeling, but it comes and it goes. It bounces around.
That's crazy.
I'll be good. Just don't show me the person crawling out from under the train.
Right.
I haven't seen a crawler. I've seen what looked like a burned victim.
Yeah.
Oh.
This was in the medical part too. So there's two bunk beds, like a bottom and a top bunk, and I was just standing there. I don't know what the hell I was doing, setting up or whatever, and I felt like something was like right here. And when I looked, it was like a guy over the bunk bed looking at me, like his whole face was like right on me, and he was charred,
like Freddy Krueger,
like
almost?
Black, like burnt. And I was like, oh, okay.
She said, oh.
We had just started. I was like, oh man, that's all I can think about. All I could see was his eyes, and I was like, oh god.
There was a time that I got physically affected there.
That was that same night.
Oh, that was the same night.
He got affected that night later on in that same park.
So we're doing an investigation. And I go, hey, so soldier, what's wrong with you? And he goes, gunshot. And then I was like, oh, so where are we headed to? So we can go to the nearest hospital. And it's at Atlanta, Georgia. Like within the next few minutes after I finished the session, I fell down to my knees. And I felt like an entry wound and an exit wound.
Oh my gosh.
Like in his stomach
area. In my stomach area.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That's crazy.
So how many trains are there? Are there 2 trains or there's
No, it's a lot.
It's a train yard, so easily. So we have the Zephyr.
I don't know. It's a lot.
The Medic, the Magellan, the Jim Crow cart, which is the segregation cart. Another dining cart.
There's so many. There's so many there, and then there's ones that are like out on the line, and they're like abandoned.
That's so
either
cool.
getting fixed. Yeah, it's a
so
big.
you can go in all of them, or you only certain ones you guys can go in.
For the most part, the ones in the back are like they tend to be like open, but they're like destroyed.
Yeah,
you can go in there and you'll get some crazy ass energy in there.
Yeah.
During the events, for the most part, they have like the nice ones, the big ones in the front. Yeah, those are all open.
Wow. Yeah, I want to go.
I want to go there.
Yeah, we have that place, and we also have a location that Zach investigated in the very first season of Ghost Adventures, episode 4. It's called the Riddle House, which is located in Yesteryear Village. It's in West Palm Beach. We also are the team that investigates that village, so we have access to the
cool.
house as well.
Yeah.
Well, looks like we're going on a vacation.
Well, if you guys happen to make your way down, or if it's even just one of you guys, let us know and we'll show you around.
That'd be amazing.
If Kevin is still on the chat, he'll tell you because we took him to one of our investigations, and he lives in Rhode Island, right?
No.
Delaware.
Oh my God. No. It was just
Connecticut. To me, it's the further. The when you live past New York, it's the further.
somewhere around there.
Yeah. They're all kind of the same.
Yeah. I'm definitely not going to know where the hell
If
it
past
is.
New York, you're down east.
Yeah.
Maine?
No, when you're past New York up into New England,
I don't know.
you know a New Englander if they call it the down east.
Down
east.
Yeah.
That's
Two things I wanted to comment because you had mentioned about the bullet wound and like someone being shot, or the detective being shot, or CIA security guard.
The CIA operative.
Yeah. So when you go to Gettysburg, you should either you can pay to go on the tour, which I would recommend, but you can also look up the information. But you can go to the Jenny Wade house.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
It was during. You know anything about Jenny Wade?
I know I've heard of the house. I haven't looked much into the information of it.
So the bullet hole is in the door still. So a stray bullet from a musket ball or from a musket went through the door, and she was baking bread, and it
That's what I heard. She was baking, and that's how she died, right?
Yeah. So apparently that's a really active place as well. But then you mentioned about the guy. Ironically, it's super weird. I feel like we have some sort of connection happening today. But you mentioned about the guy with the burnt face, or like the burnt face.
Right.
Yeah.
So my sister and our friend Dave and I went to this farm. A friend of ours was a school teacher, or is a school teacher, but she started her career in teaching at this like super duper private school that was like on a farm. I don't even know where the hell we were, but we went to this place, and we went into the school building because she was experiencing some activity and whatever. So we went in to investigate. Long story short, we have video of like file cabinet drawers opening and closing.
oh wow.
And the biggest thing for me was we were in her classroom or where she was teaching, and there was a whiteboard, and I picked up the red. She's telling us a story about whatever, and I was like, I feel like there was a fire here. She's like, there was. I was like, I feel like this whole property caught on fire. Like there was no putting it out. And then I picked up the red Expo marker, dry erase marker, and then started to draw a woman's face. She had long hair. And then I just started scribbling all over her face. And I was like down her face and like squiggles.
Yeah.
And I was like, there's a woman here that died in this fire. I just saw her face. It's completely burnt. And she was like, that's real. She was like that. She's like, that happened. It's like the woman got caught in the fire.
Oh, see.
And she didn't get out. She died.
Oh wow.
So
Okay,
crazy.
so before we end,
I feel like we have synchronicities every damn show. You know that?
Okay.
I've been noticing that.
Yeah.
I'm keeping tabs.
Oh, me and you?
No, yeah, no,
everybody, even with the guests.
with the guests that's been happening.
Yeah.
Okay, so I know
That's
we're coming
pretty
out of 2 hours, and I know you have to work early, Jen. But I want to ask you guys, you and Cory, and then Armando, maybe me and you can pick a number in our heads, and I want to see if Jen and Cory can maybe think.
Okay, from
Because I think
what to
Cory,
what?
you might have a little bit of clairvoyant, or what is it called? What is?
Oh, you know, yeah.
It's
for sure.
buoyancy.
Okay.
It's buoyancy.
You
From
have
what
some
to what?
too. You got a little bit going on too,
Buoyancy
right?
and buoyancy, because I float. Okay, so
I sink. I'm a bulldog. I sink.
Yeah, no, I'm more. I know what you were saying. I'm more clairaudient. If anything.
Clairaudient. Okay.
Yeah.
But you would get the
The number right.
Armando has a little bit of psychic
From what
stuff.
to what? If you mind me asking,
tactics.
pick a number from what to what.
So 1 through 10, right? No, or
1
should
through
we do
10.
1 through 100? No, that's too much.
No, man.
No, yeah, 1 through 10. Okay.
Okay. All right. Think of a color. How about that? You think of the color. I'll think of a number.
Okay.
Okay.
7.
I didn't even think
Who's
one yet.
doing the number?
Oh my
Who's
gosh.
doing the number?
I automatically just thought you were gonna say 7. I don't know why that number just popped in my
I
head.
did think about it, but I'm like, no. Okay, so okay.
Wait, do you have a?
I have a
who's
number.
doing
Do you have a
the
color?
I'm picking the color.
Okay. You got a color?
Don't change your color now.
No.
Okay. Okay.
Green.
No.
I want to say orange.
Close.
Red.
Red.
Yeah, that was my next run. That was my runner-up. I should have went with that first.
Didn't
I
it
feel
feel
like-
Michael
And,
tried-
and that's what I do. That's
Yeah.
the mistake
Don't
I
doubt
do.
yourself. Don't
Yeah,
doubt
that's what
yourself.
Michael said. Okay.
That's a huge thing. I've learned that I don't. So like, there's like times where like I'll see like the first animal that comes to your head, and like I have done these tests and I've actually done it, and it's wild.
Yeah.
Like I always used
That's
to.
what you gotta go with.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, don't change it.
Your sister said 4 and orange, so she got the same color as you, but 4 is not the number. So what number do you guys
Pretty
think?
close. Pretty close, you guys. Yeah.
8.
No. Jen is it's 1.
That's one. Okay. Oh, you're like,
Oh,
oh,
your
shit, no.
sister and Jen got it the closest. Corey's is way the hell off.
Did any of you think of 3 by any chance?
I did. I thought of 3 and 5 or 7.
I always
So
think 3.
that's what I get.
Yeah.
I always think 3 just because like 3 times 3, like whatever comes back to you 3 times. 3 times.
Okay. Yeah.
Very much like triquetra, 3-point star, like the whole thing. I always think of 3 but not because I'm a psychic.
Corey got it right away. Oh, Dantex out of 7. So you picked up Dan Dantex. I don't know if you can see his comments. Can you see it?
No, I can't.
Yeah.
Now you can.
He got number 7. He thought of 7. So you must have picked up him.
Maybe it was because I
you-
instantly had 7 in my head.
Yeah.
Because
And
Dante
I thought
said
about
he
it. I
was
thought about doing
7.
7. I'm like, what number should I pick?
Thing. Can't change the numbers or the colors.
Yeah. You want to try it one more time?
Sure.
Okay.
So wait, so are you picking a number?
Do you? I'll pick the color this time. You pick the number.
Okay.
Okay. Ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
Purple.
I'm ready with the number.
Are you wearing a purple shirt by any chance also? I meant
No.
to ask you that earlier. It looks black. Oh, it looks purple.
Yeah.
Was it purple?
I don't know, Jen. What color did you pick?
I honestly didn't think of anything. I wasn't thinking.
So what do you think? Oh,
We lost it.
He said purple. I'm out.
like pink. Like pink for purple.
Did you even
Corey, come back.
A number? I sure did pick a number.
Is she right?
No.
That's his stage.
Okay.
Oh, his connection is going bad though.
I'm back.
Okay, so
Yeah.
Corey, you said purple. Jen, what do you think?
Purple.
It is
Because
purple.
I can't think of
It is
anything now.
purple. Your
it
sister got it right
purple?
too. Yep, your sister got it right too.
I feel
Nice.
like my sister and I are really good at finding people's colors, and I think your color is purple.
Mine?
Yeah.
I don't
It looks like
purple.
she's wearing purple to me.
Is that?
I don't know
What?
why.
Maybe not like clothing wise, but like your
No, but
like your aura color.
and
Is that a
people
good color?
pick their colors like that unknowingly.
My favorite colors are red, black. So it's not
But
even
like your aura color, I can see it being like a deep purple.
really?
Mhm.
I
Yeah.
hope that's a
Maybe
good
that's what
color.
I'm thinking of.
I hope that's a
Great
good color. I hope that means
Gives
good,
me
right?
Barney vibes.
Oh, the Barney. It's me. I'm the Barney color right here.
Oh wait, so you picked the number 2, Jen, right?
No.
Or who picked the number? Monzo?
Oh, Armando picked the number, yeah.
Okay.
Your sister's pretty close.
Is it
I'll
one?
I didn't even see it. So
What is it? 1 to 10.
1
Come
to
on,
10.
Jen, tap into the
First thing I think of is 8. Yeah, I'm not focusing.
4.
Bingo.
Nice.
Nice.
Oh, wait, did his sister pick that?
She picked 4 the first time.
Did she?
Oh
You
yeah,
and
yeah,
your sister are
yeah. She
definitely
said
on
4
point.
and orange.
Yeah, you
There it
definitely-
is.
definitely
Oh,
on-
wait. Is that my
purple and
sister or
six.
Brooke?
Brooke. I'm sorry. I thought okay. Your sister is which one? Wood, right? Wood is your sister.
Wood is my sister. Brooke is my cousin. Did she
Okay.
say?
My number two
Did she
tonight.
say 4?
She said 6.
She said 6 this time.
6 and purple.
Yeah.
Okay. Who
You
said
guys all
4?
all right. Yeah.
Brooke
good job,
said
guys.
4
Give it
in
up
the
for
previous
that.
one.
Yay.
Yeah. Now, all the laughing, I can't concentrate after that shit. I'm good.
Okay, so do you guys want to tell them where they
Tell
can
us the name.
find you, Corey, if you want them to have your social?
I mean, yeah, you can look me up on socials, but there's not really much yet.
Do you have a Teams page?
No.
Okay.
We just
Listen, you better
it was
go.
just a
Well-
fun thing for us.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't, unfortunately.
If you
which is-
guys decide to do one, let us know. We'll plug you for sure.
Yeah.
I would love
Not a
that.
problem.
Mhm.
hmm
And I will edit all
So
this.
Yeah,
maybe
we're-
maybe my sister and I can work on like a coast to coast page, and
He
Like,
really liked
you
the name. I said Jen's the one that picked it. Jen
Aw.
came up with it. Yeah.
You can call it Coast to Coast Spooked Live.
I love it.
Totally like this.
I was
Um,
actually before
PA
Joey
to
told
CA.
me
Hey,
about
PA to CA.
PACA,
I thought it was cute.
PACA Paranormal. Or
Yeah.
just like PACA Paranormal.
There you go.
There you go. That'll be it. PACA Paranormal.
Okay, let's
No,
get
because
you
you
in
had
the
the
going.
paranormal there, so I mean that's what I was asking.
Aw, Dan texted
But,
us like and follow.
But no, if
Corey.
there's anyone in California, feel free to reach out for the Kellogg House.
Yes,
We
awesome.
do allow investigations. There is a fee to do so as well, but it's not crazy.
Reasonable. Very reasonable.
Very reasonable. If you ever want to reach out to weddings at heritagemuseumofc.org.
Worldwide, baby. I like that too.
Exactly.
That's
That's a
great.
good one. I like that too. So
Yeah, we are actually going to Gettysburg Bash this
Mhm.
year. That's why we're mentioning Gettysburg.
Yeah, that's,
Oh,
I
cool.
saw it.
So, where anybody that's going to be going, you can catch us there.
mhm.
Please go so we can meet you.
Jealous.
Yeah, it would be
Jealous.
nice to put a face to a name, you know. Even
When
though
is
horrible
this?
names.
In July.
The end of July, last weekend of
25th.
July.
It's
Yeah.
called Gettysburg Bash.
Yeah.
Okay, all of my PA family, you heard that. Gettysburg Bash. Look that up and meet our new friends.
Yeah.
There you go.
305 Paranormal.
Show me all the
Right.
stuff.
Mondo and Jen, 305 Normal. Paranormal.
That's us. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you for being with us tonight.
Yeah.
And Joy, you can find Joy at JJ.Paranormal Instagram.
Instagram.
Where
I
you'll
like it
probably-
because you say it, but it's like a question.
Well, I was like, and YouTube is
Joy and Joey.
there you go. Adventures. No.
Nope, changed it.
Nope, just
Jeez.
Joy and Joey, because I was trying to explain Joy and Joey Adventures to my mother, and she was having a terrible time.
You
I'm
see?
leaving it. I promise this is it. I came to the decision.
Tiny Toot Adventures over here.
And you'll
And,
most likely see me on Joy and Joey's page
Yeah.
here and there. So
Yes.
Yeah.
Everybody check out their investigation that they did.
Yeah, we definitely have a few
Yes, for
investigations working. I got to work on some more videos, but Corey is a blast. I wish you guys were
You
here.
know, what you should do is I think you have a little post about it, like re-upload it on your stories and paste the link on there so everybody
Okay.
can see it.
The video. Okay,
Cool.
yeah, I'll do
Yeah,
that.
they have.
That's good. That's
They'll
good.
be able to reference that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we can find us everywhere 305 Paranormal, and that is it.
Wait,
Oh, come on.
305 Paranormal on
Come on,
YouTube,
stop.
on
Nah, I didn't do all
IG,
that shit.
and on TikTok. But wait, she forgot. You can see these lovely faces plus Black Smoke Paranormal Steven
Yeah, awesome.
tomorrow at Primer Impacto. Will be on
I
at
forgot about
some point. I don't know what time. In your side of the world, Primer Impacto comes on Univision, but for the East Coast, it's 5:00. Just I don't know what time we're gonna be on, but we will be on for sure.
We did a story. It was like a second part of a story of it's called the 𝗟𝗓𝗓 massacre site, and that had to do with New River Inn and Fort Lauderdale, whatever. Like back in those times, it was the onset of the second Seminole War. That's what happened there.
Right.
So we went back there and tried to do like an offering to the spirits there, and the one main, I think he was a medicine man or a chief that was there, that was killed there, and then also probably a girl that was there. Maybe
The
she was
daughter of one of
bound
the
there.
senators.
Yeah.
Correct.
So that was like a second part to that, and it airs tomorrow for anybody. It's on a Spanish news station, Univision, Primer Impacto, and then that's from 5 to 6 Eastern time, whatever.
Yeah. Are you gonna link that in your Instagram?
Yeah, when she drops it, and they normally put it on YouTube, and then from there I like kind of run the link.
Okay. Cool.
And then once again, thank you for everybody on the live chat. We definitely appreciate you
guys
and
rock.
Our team replay folks.
We're excited if we come together. They'll give you a tour. They can give you a tour. So I don't know.
And thank you, Cory.
Thank you, Cory. Once again.
Thank you guys for having me. It's been a blast.
And don't hang up when this is over.
Gotcha.
You guys, thank you for joining. You guys have all been great. We appreciate you guys. Hope to see you on the next one.
Oh, what is the next one?
I'll tell you.
Well, you don't have to go home, but you have to get the hell up out of here.
All right. Goodbye. Goodbye, all.
All right, guys. Good night. Good night, Dan.